Well, hello there, Fiero fans. Welcome to part 2 of Project Fiero frame restoration. In this episode, we're going to be looking at taking off the body panels and getting the car prepped for removal of the old metal. I did get the car out yesterday just so I could drive it and enjoy it a little bit before I did. But now the time has come to where I got to prep everything. Weather permitting today. There's supposed to be some rain until about noonish here, but I can probably get a little bit done before it starts raining. So the first parts that I'm going to tackle are going to be the lenses, the tail lights, and probably the rear bumper here. I've had some practice on that with the wrecked red Fiero that's sitting somewhere over here, so it shouldn't be too difficult. And there aren't really any hidden clips that would hinder that process. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. So up first are going to be these rear marker lights. You'll need a T15 Torx or star bit, and there are 2 of these screws on each of the marker lights here. And with the marker light free, you'll see that is a twist mechanism that holds it in place. Just go ahead and remove that carefully. That was pretty easy. Painless. Now just do the same thing for the other side. Up next is going to be a pair of these 7mm hex head screws again, one on each side. That will release the front of the rear bumper. Get on there. Now, assuming your Fiero is not rusted to beat hell like mine potentially is, there will be anywhere from 1 to 4 of these bolts here. From what I'm guessing, 2 on each side or more, and they're also a 7mm hex head. Alright, so the next step to getting the rear bumper off will actually to be removing the tail lights, and that is a bit of a process in and of itself. First off, to reveal the screws that hold them in, we will need to remove these covers. There are 3 on each side, and these will reveal a Phillips head bolt, kind of a unique bolt. This is one of them from the wrecked Fiero that we pulled the tail lenses off of, which were actually in pretty good shape. So this is what they look like, and there are 6 of them that hold them in, plus the light socket assemblies that we will have to twist and remove in order to get them off. Go. Just gently pull her out. And then there are the light sockets that we gotta remove. No, just like. There we have it. That is one tail lens removed. Now just repeat for the other side. Now with those off, those will reveal the pop rivets here, which we will need to take off. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 of them. And they are just these larger style pop rivets that are used to hold the fender liners in place. And those can be easily extracted with a pair of side cutters. Just like that. Now, if everything has been done right, this should just easily slide off. So there are no other hidden fasteners, which there might be. Ah, there are more of those pop rivets underneath. Okay. Oh, those are gonna be a little harder to get at. Oh, a lot harder to get at. Some of them. How about one of these? A proper pop rivet tool. Assuming there's enough of the head left to grip onto. Come on. God damn. I can't get it on there far enough. There we go. There goes that one. Okay. Through there. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. There we go. Oh. One more light socket, of course. Oh, mouse nest, and there are the license plate bulb sockets. Well, one of them. Yeah, there's the rear bumper off. Up next is gonna be the rear clip here. Crap. It got me to the Dells and back. Looking at the other side, there is a Phillips head screw that sits here, and a 10 millimeter hex head bolt that sits here. This little piece will then be able to come off. Once that little piece is out of the way, it will reveal 2 Phillips head screws in the bottom here. There's also one right up here. We'll need to take those out and take off this inner sail piece. Might have to loosen up these 10 millimeter bolts here a bit on the rear, just so I can lift the clip up slightly and get that panel free without breaking it. But that will be the next step. So the first half of the fasteners holding the rear clip on are going to be each of these 10 millimeter bolts here in the back, and these 2 10 millimeter bolts here as well. The rest are hidden on the interior, as well as a few hidden inside the gas cap, and then a few more hidden in here. So as you can see, it's going to be quite a bit of work to get this off. I think there's even a couple hidden behind the sail panels. So that'll be fun. So after that, the next step logically is to get these side moldings off. There is a rivet up front which will most likely break. A 7mm hex head screw which we took off when we removed the wheel fender liners. And then there are these tricky little clips in here. You can see one was already broke. They will probably all break when you go to remove it, so be sure to order some new ones when you go to put the car back together. And then we got more rivets. Yay. These... Oh, okay, that one came out easy. The rest are not going to come out so easy. Ooh, okay. Without damaging the body. Well, that's that one out. It is those tricky little pop rivets that usually aren't removable, so they will need to be cut. Okay, that took a lot more effort than it should have to get this off, but I will show you why. There are some metal retaining clips here that hold those in place, and it grips it by these tabs. Now these will break, do not worry about that, because these have been the bane of getting that panel off. Next spot to look at is going to be the sail panels. And this is where the manual comes in handy, because according to this, it's going to be inside here behind the B pillar. There's going to be a hex nut holding the front of the sail panel in, and I imagine once that is undone, that will allow the sail panel to lift out and slide. Okay, so I will have to move on to the interior. Now, before I get too far, we are going to have to remove the fuel door. So you'll need to open it up. The latch is held in by a Phillips head screw there, and 3 of what I believe to be either 6 or 7mm hex head screws, and this will come right out. Alright, this can be pried open with a screwdriver. There we go. Don't lose this, otherwise you will not get your fuel door open. That, be those 3 hex head cap screws. Whoa, just like that. And that will reveal what I believe to be more 10mm hex head bolts. Those will also need to come out. Oh, so many fasteners. Now, I did do a video on taking out the headliner, and that involved taking apart A pillar, the B pillar, and the seat belt. I'll put a card to that video somewhere in here, because I don't think there's a whole lot of point in recording all that again. But I will need to get at the B pillar in here, just so I can access a few more of the bolts holding this in place, as well as one of the nuts that is holding the sail panels in place.
Meow. Hey, Spooky. How's the spooky kitty? Meow. Meow. Oh, Spooky. Meow. 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 Meow.
Oh, I guess Spooky's gonna play. Okay, so I managed to get the sail panel off in one piece. Big plus. Small minus, there's a retaining nut that sits somewhere in there that I have since lost that holds the front of the sail panel in place. That is what it screws onto. Now as for the retaining clips, this is what they're grabbing a hold of. That is where they are located. One, now that I got the freaking back sails off, you can access it from there, pry it up gently so you don't permanently deform it, and that sucker should come out easily. Alrighty, with the headliner removed, there are 3 of these studs with nuts on them. You gotta undo all of them. And then supposedly you gotta undo these as well, just to provide a little bit of room for flexing in the roof. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is true is that there are 2 more 10mm bolts hidden underneath the sail panels that will also need to come out. Oh boy, I've got her loose here. Now, bunch of retaining clips for the wiring harness for the lights is all that's holding it on now. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. We'll get her off today yet. Comes, fellas. Caught on something else. Oh, yes, we are. There we go. I got it. Oh, it fought me. It definitely fought me. But today I'm on top. Heck yeah. Oh, we can really see what we're dealing with. Ooh. It's actually not. This ain't too freaking bad, but I got the pieces. I'm gonna do it anyway. The only real trouble is gonna be getting at these spot welds for the battery tray, but I think most of this is just gonna get cut out. Big step today, a big step has been accomplished today. And now, all we gotta do is move her to the operating room. Well, I think that's gonna do it for part 3 of Project Fiero. I've gone about as far as I can with my week of vacation that I have. Could I start grinding away the seam filler? Yes, but when you try to flip your sleep schedule around for an entire week, it gets to be hard after a few days. Yeah, I'm surprised that the rust isn't any worse. I mean, yeah, that's all gone. But yeah, the battery box is gone as well. But I was actually able to save the battery box from the wrecked Fiero, so I'll be able to use that. Let's kind of evaluate this here. I probably end up having to take off this quarter panel. just get at it a little better. But when she's back together, she'll be a lot safer for the road. And hopefully last quite a few more years. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm certainly glad to see another big step made in the process of this project. Part 4 will be removing the old metal, or actually getting the cradle supported and the struts attached, and getting a start on removing the old metal. Now, I hope you'll subscribe, turn on the notifications, and join me for that video. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.